Welcome. In this lesson, we'll learn how to break down a prompt, write a strong introduction paragraph, develop body paragraphs using text C, and write a conclusion. Our practice prompt is all about the allure of fear. What is the allure of fear? Explain why people are drawn to frightening or suspenseful experiences and what this reveals about human nature. Step 1. Identify the topic words. Allure of fear. Identify the direction word. Explain. Step 3. Notice the full task. We must explain why people are drawn to fear and what this reveals about human nature. Next, let's build our thesis statement. We can use the wording of the prompt to help us. Since we're answering the question why people are drawn to fear, we need to brainstorm 2 reasons. Reason 1 we had in class was it creates a feeling of excitement in our lives. Reason 2 was that it creates curiosity about the unknown. So now we can answer the question about human nature in accordance with the reasons. It creates a feeling of excitement in our lives, and the other reason, it creates curiosity about the unknown. Now we can answer the question. Since we are drawn to the feeling of excitement, then we can say that it reveals that humans desire thrilling experiences. And since we are drawn to the curiosity that it creates about the unknown, we can say that it reveals that humans desire to learn about the mysterious aspects of life. Now that we have the 2 reasons that people are attracted to fear and the answer to the question of what that reveals about human nature, we can use the template we had earlier to create our thesis statement. Our thesis statement is, we are attracted to fear because it creates a feeling of excitement in our lives and curiosity about the unknown, revealing that humans desire thrilling experiences and to learn about the mysterious aspects of life. An introduction has 3 important parts: the hook, context, and a thesis statement as the final sentence. The hook grabs the reader's attention. For example, people seek out haunted houses and scary movies just to feel fear. Next, the context bridges from the hook to the thesis. For example, fear seems negative, yet people still chase it. This makes us wonder what makes fear so alluring. Finally, the thesis statement directly answers the prompt in one clear sentence. We are attracted to fear because it creates excitement and curiosity about the unknown, revealing that humans desire thrilling experiences and to learn about the mysterious aspects of life. This is how the introduction paragraph looks in the actual paper once written. After the introduction, we're ready for the body paragraphs. Each body paragraph should connect directly back to the thesis. This is how we keep the red thread throughout the essay. We'll use the text C method to structure each body paragraph. T stands for topic sentence. E stands for example and evidence. X is for explanation, and C is for the concluding sentence. Now we need to write our first topic sentence for our first body paragraph. From the thesis, we are attracted to fear because it creates excitement in our lives and curiosity about the unknown. We're going to pull out it creates excitement in our lives as the first reason. We need to replace it with fear because the reader needs to know what we're talking about. So fear creates excitement in our lives. Now that we have T, our topic sentence, which is fear creates excitement in our lives, we can give the E of the text C, which is example and evidence. Here's the example. For instance, many people choose to visit haunted houses for the thrill. And then the evidence, as psychologist Michael Apter explains, people enjoy being scared when they know they are safe at the same time. Notice how I put parentheses at the end with the page number. Also, make note of how I put the year after psychologist Michael Apter's name. And most importantly, make note of how I introduced Michael Apter. I said, psychologist Michael Apter explains, and then I gave the quote after a comma. I didn't say on page 4, I didn't say in paragraph 13. I actually told the source that it was coming from and said according to, or the person explains. This is called introducing the quote in context, and I would like for you all to practice introducing quotes in context. Now we're doing the X and XC, which is the explanation of the quote. I pulled from the quote to do so, as you can see, that people enjoy being scared suggests the possibility of the production of an adrenaline rush in a controlled environment. The excitement comes from a feeling of danger, but also knowing that no real harm will come. To strengthen your claim, it's a good idea to give another piece of evidence. And in this case, we say, similar, Stephen King argued that scary stories allow people to experience fear safely. We make up horrors to help us cope with the real ones. As you can see, I introduced it in context. I said that Stephen King had written it. I told when he said it, and I introduced the quote with a complete sentence, meaning I had to put a colon before the we. Then directly after that quote, I do explanation again. In other words, people choose frightening experiences because it gives them an exciting escape from everyday life while preparing them to deal with real fears. And then I do the C, the concluding sentence for the paragraph. Therefore, fear excites people by giving them an exciting escape from everyday life while preparing them to deal with real fears. Make note that it was a quote, explanation, quote, explanation. In other words, the quote comes directly, the explanation comes directly after the quote, not all quotes and then an explanation. This is really important so the reader can follow what you mean. So in this case, it was not text C, it was text XC, which is a good way to make sure that you validated your claim. And the last thing I want you to notice is that I did not say this quote says or this quote proves. I said, in other words, people choose. I just summarized it. Once we have done all of that, we have a full paragraph that reads like this. Fear creates excitement in our lives. For instance, many people choose to visit haunted houses for the thrill. Psychologist Michael Apter explains people enjoy being scared when they know they are safe at the same time. That people enjoy being scared suggests the experience of an adrenaline rush in a controlled environment. The excitement comes from feeling a sense of danger, but also knowing that no real harm will come. Similarly, Stephen King argued that scary stories allow people to experience fear safely. We make up horrors to help us cope with the real ones. In other words, people choose frightening experiences because it gives them an exciting escape from everyday life, preparing them to deal with real fears. Therefore, fear excites people by giving them a safe way to feel danger and intensity. Now that we've written the first paragraph, we need to look at our thesis statement again in order to get our body topic sentence for our second body paragraph. So, the next reason we had was curiosity about the known. What about it? It creates curiosity about the unknown. What does that? Fear creates curiosity about the unknown. Now that we have that topic sentence, all we have to do is go through the process of XXC again. So now we need to focus on our third body paragraph after doing the second. And we pull the part of the thesis statement that says, revealing that humans desire thrilling experiences and to learn about the mysterious aspects of life. Here we make a complete sentence, which is, this reveals that humans desire thrilling experiences and to learn about the mysterious aspects of life. Now we just need to go through the process again and write the conclusion, which in the conclusion we needs to restate the thesis, summarize all the key points, and then give a broad concluding sentence. Let me exemplify. Fear continues to capture people's attention because it excites us and sparks curiosity about the unknown. As you can see, I have restated the thesis statement here. You see the first reason in exciting us. The next reason in curiosity about the unknown. Now I'm going to summarize the key points. From haunted houses to scary movies, people embrace fear as a way to feel adrenaline and to wonder about life's mysteries. This shows that fear is not simply negative, it is a powerful force that connects to our human desire for adventure, discovery, and growth. Now it's time to wrap it up with the concluding sentence that is broad and concludes the entire essay. In the end, the allure of fear reveals just how deeply we are drawn to experiences that challenge and inspire us. Now we can clap for ourselves because the essay is written. The introduction has been written, the body has been written, and the conclusion has been written. Here's what it looks like when you're all through. So there are some formatting conventions that you might have noticed in the paper that I want you to consider. It was 12-point, Times New Roman, double-spaced with 1-inch margins. The title was centered on the first page of the essay in bold font. Paragraphs were indented about 1/2 inch. In-text citations include author, year, and page number for direct quotes. A reference page on new page, alphabetized with a hanging indent. Well, you can do this. Hope to see you writing essays really soon. Thank you for watching.